Mama's baby, daddy's maybe. It's today's topic on Undiagnosed Baddie. Baby, I had to say it real slow to make sure that I got it right, y'all. Okay, so look, this is what we're talking about. Back in the day, the saying used to say, like I just said, mama's baby, daddy's maybe. And back then, it was used as quote unquote paternity, right? You always got to know who the mother is. And sometimes you might not know who the daddy is because women can have sex with multiple partners, and that's just what it is. I was talking to my homegirl today. Shout out to Brooke. Always shout out to the lovely Brooke. She's in the comments if you're ever wondering who I'm talking about and you want to be nosy. Go join her in the comments. But today, as we were talking, I had a revelation. And I said, although they say it was used for paternity purposes, it's really about who is the primary custodial parent and who does all of the things. And the reason why I said that is because mama's going to make sure that baby being taken care of. The mother is going to make sure the baby is fed, clothed, housed, the extracurriculars, all of the things. And while maybe daddy wants to input, and even when he's in the house, I coined the term, I almost, because it was reckless, wish that I had my OG Twitter because I was the first person talking about single married mothers. There was a lot of things that I started on this internet here, and I don't get the credit for it. As you can see, some of other people's podcasts are also using a clip of something they found online and using talking points behind that. But we'll talk about that later. We're talking about this being a maybe for a father. Maybe I'll participate in raising my child. Maybe I'll claim a child. Maybe I'll claim three because I really like this mother, and I'm not gonna claim a fourth because I don't really fuck with her, and that's fucked up. And so you know how slang changes and from generation to generation. Back in our day, we used to be like, "Yeah, I'll smash the joint," right? And that's a terminology to say I'll have sex with it. And now smash means fight, and it's like, what are we even talking about? And so we are going to have a spinoff on this mommy's baby, daddy's maybe saying, because that's truly what it is. It's very unfortunate that men, and I'm not specifically talking about black men, I'm talking about all men, have the option to be a father when moms don't. Men have the option to pick and choose when they want to pick up their kids. They have the option to even be in the child's life. They have the option not to show up to the hospital. They have the option to do so, they have the option to opt out of life with the people that they had sex with. And it's always, well, I didn't want to have a baby by her, or this and that. When baby, you literally control the seed. You literally control the implantation, of your sperm into her egg. And if you didn't like that, then you should be using condoms. And if you don't want to use condoms, then you should be getting snipped. There's a lot of men that I think that should be getting snipped. There are so many. So I do 100% do not believe in the government stepping in, telling people what to do with their bodies. However, if you have a man and he has three kids, and he has three kids with three women, and I don't care if every single one of them was marriage or quote unquote done the right way, baby, that's too many by too many. And then we start talking about the men that have, like, let's talk about the men that have 15 kids, 20 kids, because they literally can go around town and impregnate people. And that's how slow communities start, because you don't even realize your daddy had 10 kids over here and you like them people from over in a different town, and them your daddy's kids, and now y'all dealing with each other because you don't know who's your brother and who's your sister, because these men are having these kids all over the place. Men need to be held more accountable for the children that they are producing. Men need to be held accountable for the children that they are producing. Men should not be able to pick and choose. And honestly, if we want to go back to the original, well, to the origin of the saying, and say, I need to know if that's my child before I do anything, then let's. I, as a woman, don't have a problem with paternity testing inside the hospital, even for married couples. I don't have a problem with that. When you say This is my baby daddy. Make sure that's your baby daddy, ladies. One thing that you could do in this world that I'll never judge you for is be a hoe. But what you can't do is be a messy, dirty, sneaky, unsure hoe. You have to absolutely be clean. And you can't just be going from raw dick to raw dick. That's just not something that we can do. Okay? Part of having integrity as a woman that is quote unquote a free spirit is making sure that you're clean and making sure that you know what's going on with your body and with the person whose body that you're having sex with. All right. So once we start making sure that, oh, this is truly James' baby, right? Whoever James is just James Doe. And so this is James' baby. And we know that, we get that, move forward. James, when they started saying, oh, yeah, um uh when the baby is once you're pregnant, that's when all of these other laws go into effect. And like if you kill a woman who's pregnant, that's like murder twice, manslaughter twice, whatever. And then they've been so slow to enact, well, if the mother can't give up the baby, that's when the father should start paying child support, right? They've been so slow to enact that part about it. And it's just like, why? One of the things that this country, this world, this patriarchal world loves to do is police women's bodies. They love to enact laws to police women's bodies because they can't do it any other way. We women have the sole control to bring forth and terminate life legally. And men don't like that. And men want a say so in what women can do with their bodies because of that. Are y'all hearing me? Are y'all hearing me? I don't know if y'all are hearing me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it in the comments. Have you ever been a woman, where you had to get a paternity test because you didn't know? Are you a dad that got a paternity test out of spite? Let's fucking talk about it. Because there are some children that enter this world that look just like they daddies that got a bunion when they're born because they daddy and they grandma and everybody on that side of the family got a fucking bunion, but all of a sudden this little bunion ass baby not yours. And it's just like, what are we thinking? What are we doing? And why do we allow males to move about the world in this way? I think it's fucked up. I remember a long time ago on Twitter, maybe about 8-9 years at this point, there was this girl was pregnant. This guy was adamantly denying that this was his baby. That's not my baby. Da 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 da. Rumor has it, we love a little gossip sesh. Rumor has it that he didn't want the baby. That's why he didn't want to claim the baby. Baby came out looking just like him. And then probably about like maybe a year to 18 months later, he wants to quote unquote reveal the baby to the internet, and everybody's like, nigga, we already knew that this was your baby. The baby looked just like you, like straight out the puss, straight out. And that's some strong genetics for when that baby, because babies can look like anything when they come out, you know what I'm saying? They can look like little gerbils, ferrets, they just little hairy. Everybody can't have a cute baby. Everybody can't have a cute baby. But that baby had his whole face. And all of a sudden, you want to say all this time later, but that was a man that was picking and choosing which child. They knew what it was and whether you wanted that baby or not. And I really can't go into the details because y'all will know who I'm talking about. And the reason why I don't want to do that is because I know a lot of y'all watching, so we're not even going to do that. Like, I ain't got time for no drama, no beef. It's been so quiet. It's been so fucking quiet over here. But one of the ways that, it kind of came out that she lied about being on birth control. I can say that part. But also another way to ensure that if you don't want any more children is to not even have that pleasure of coming inside of a woman. You got to use a condom. You got to get snipped. You got to pull out. And it's really that simple. Men, that's on you. This one is on you. At the end of the day, we could take y'all to court and do all of the things, and maybe you still want to decide. And it's so crazy that men could say, if you put me on child support, I ain't taking care of the baby. Why would you do that to a human, your bloodline? That's fucked up. Men are crazy that they even get the fucking option. This wasn't meant to be a man bashing episode. This is an awareness episode. Men, strap up. Go get snipped. Take control over your lives because it's your life, your body, your choice, right? Then go get it done. Tired of this.